know, do we need a full-time board? Does everybody need to work full-time here? I've checked with other townships and they're not doing that. They're cost saving.
I'm part-time.
So that's good. So I'm thinking maybe others, you know, maybe it's time to cut some benefits a little bit around here. Because evidently, you know, you're struggling. You can't maintain the roads. You just absolutely refuse to cost share with the county. Absolutely refuse. And I don't think your minds are going to change. Because if they would have changed, you would have been doing something about it. And people are fed up. So I really, like I said, we can try the committee, but I don't really foresee it working. Because I think it's you on the board that made your mind up that you don't want to pay for it. And if you don't want to pay for it, how is the committee going to make you pay for it? You want us to try and figure where to get the money from. That's not our job. That's yours, each and every one of you. It's your job. And you need to start doing your job. Okay?
Hi, it's Lois Bryan again. I'm a little confused. And I am going to bring up the fire station. I know you're all dreading that. We have been going to keep it, going to move it, going to keep it, going to move it. This board has decided we were going to keep it where it's at. Now we're hearing that if so-and-so's elected, it's going to get moved again. I would like to take a poll right now. Who's moving it and who's keeping it?
You can take a poll on there. There was a poll taken earlier. You can take a poll on your own if you like, but
I'm asking you. I don't want a poll here. I want up there. I want you to tell me, Mike, if you're re-elected, where is our fire station going to go?
I believe that fire station should go down the road. That's what I believe.
Even though you know that we do not have enough property down there to turn our trucks around, to build a station that you have presented to this township, and know that we are going to have to either borrow, use, or purchase property from Apple Car Village to sustain that fire department down there.
You telling me what I know or what I think?
No, I'm telling you what you have said in past meetings, what you have said, and what you just said today.
You're telling me there's not enough room. The architects, the engineers, and the fire chief says there's enough room.
Then why did you not rebuttal on the meeting that we were here talking about not moving them? And it was the big one. It was the very first one that before we started recording these sessions, that when, I can't remember her name, I'm going to say Kelly got up and showed with the pencil. Do you remember that? Sandy? I'm sorry, I didn't remember your name. You never rebutted or reacted to what she explained on that. You left us all leave here with the impression that that's exactly what's going to happen. We won't be able to back our trucks out of the back of that barn. We will not without going on Apple Car property.
She was showing you the station back here between the whole existing fire station and the DPW. That's what she was showing.
No, she was not.
No.
Sandy,
I was showing exactly what she said. Pull out of the front of that building, you didn't have enough room to close the door without your bumper being on the sidewalk.
Correct. See, I'm not the only one that heard.
I'm not mistaken.
So I'm asking. Tomorrow is the vote.
Lois, it doesn't matter what they're going to say tonight because I asked them at the last meeting and they all said they'd keep it here. Every last one of them.
Let's keep the meeting up here. Let's keep the meeting up here.
I'm trying to,
Okay.
I'm just asking for an answer.
I don't think you're going to get an answer to that tonight.
I'd like to answer it, because if you want to poll all of us, I don't have anything to hide. And I'm going to keep it right here at the present location. This is what was presented to you as a residence, as a community. It was what was presented in the proposal that all of you voted on, and I'm not going to mislead this community. I'm going to keep it here. I have voted all along, go back 2 years from this fire station as it started getting heated. And I wish all of you would have been here 2 years ago when it all started, because from the very beginning, I continuously voted no, because we was not ready, we was not prepared, we didn't have the facts that we needed to present to you. So it will stay here if I'm reelected.
Beth Ann?
I'm gonna say the same thing I said in the paper, the same thing I said.
I don't get the paper, Beth Ann.
Let me finish. The same thing I said when Sandy asked, the same thing I said when Craig Scott asked. The reason why I want it down there, or I voted down there, to have it down there is to, number one, save cost and safety. If the board chooses, right now the board has chosen to move it down there, so let's go forward and move it down there. No! I mean here, temporary, move it down there and have it here. Oh my God. Excuse me, I meant temporary, move it down there and have it here.
Joan?
It's staying here, that's what we.
Amen.
I know you're meeting on fall,
I'm really sad.
but I still want your opinion.
It's to stay here as far as I'm concerned.
Maria?
As a board of 7 to keep it here now. We
Mhm.
did originally vote to move it down to 4970 East Apple Avenue because we were given relocation costs of approximately $264,000 up to $350,000. Those numbers still came back when you made that vote to keep it here, approximately $264,000. I originally did not want to move it to 4970 East Apple Avenue. My original opinion was to move it further towards the center of the township, more like Apple Discount area because of the size of the property. That was originally what I had said. Seeing that we needed to make a decision and we needed to move this forward, I went along with the 4970 East Apple Avenue so we could get this thing started. If I were to get elected again, which I think this is posturing, I don't think that we probably should be doing this because this is totally against what we're supposed to be doing here tonight. But if the costs are over $264,000, you darn right I'll vote to move it back down there at 4970 East Apple Avenue. If John can get those relocation costs lowered like he says he can, then it has to stay here, because that's what we said.
I appreciate your honesty, thank you. I just wanted to do the norm. When I went to the fire station meeting, everyone told me to get the facts. I got the facts that night before the election.
They weren't the facts.
Yeah, they were. I wrote it on the forum, John, and I will reread it in my head to everyone here.
The problem is, Lois, what people were told before the vote was not true. And I can back that up.
I know they weren't. And I can honestly say, it's on Egelston Township forum. I wrote on it and said, I was told to get the facts. And after I went to that meeting, I did.
We've got other people like to speak.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll finish
I'm
the
used
board
to being,
comment.
Good job.
Dwayne Nolan, 2483 Sullivan Road. I just, when Walt read the figures of $312,000 for Sullivan Road, 371. My jaw dropped. I've seen that, but my jaw dropped. I think a lot of people here did too. I think it's only fair that you as a board inform these people what was offered to you by the county 2 weeks ago to do a half a mile of Sullivan Road. Would you do that?
I can't say it was a half mile. I thought it was only 300 feet.
Well, then they were going to chip the rest
No.
to the intersection.
It was an $8,000 project, and I may not get my figures exactly right, but it was an $8,000 project of which we would have contributed $5,000. I believe it was to bring that new asphalt up another 300 foot to a better stopping point, is what the road commissioner had told us.
I mean, that's
as close to
and that's out the window. That's gone. You'll never get that offer like that again.
That's correct.
And the board turned that down.
That's correct.
Thank you.
My name is Pam Bryant. I live at 25 North Stewart Street. Now, I haven't been here for a while, so I don't really understand, but I thought the road commission took care of the roads. I didn't know the township did roads. And also, I remember when my grandmother's road got paved and they got curbs, and she had to pay for that, for her property. You know, how many feet she had on the road, that's how much she had to pay for the road to get improved there and for the curbs. I mean, I know that probably wasn't the full amount, but they had to pay too to have their road improved in front of their house. So I don't understand why the township is supposed to pay for the
I didn't know you guys paid for the road, and if it does, we have a lot of holes on Stewart Street.
Roger Lowe again. I haven't been down the road, Park Street, going to the school where the school buses have to go down through. And I don't know how bad Sullivan Road is, but I'll tell you one thing right there. Before you get to the schools, it is doing a lot of damage. I mean, there's a lot of potholes there and it's not being taken care of. And another thing that I wanted to bring up, as far as this fire department deal, how long are we, the people involved in that vote that we took? I mean, how long can you hold us to that vote? I mean, if you're gonna move it here and move it there and everything, why don't we have another vote on that? Yeah, but how long can they hold us for that?
Second, sir, I'll try to get you an answer. Dave, can you answer that?
So you either build it or you decide not to build it.
And it was voted, I mean, we voted to build it here, right? Okay.
Something that would have to be done by February or March, so, or we would lose, or potentially lose the funding.
My name is Nikki Durbin. I just have a few things. I can't recall the exact date, but there was a few meetings ago when there was a gentleman who pleaded for the board to have his road watered down for the health of his wife. What has been done about that? Has anything been done?
Nothing. We are the people.
I have a problem with that considering we okayed somebody to use their own truck to fill up water at the station for free. They use their own truck to do so. At that time, it was asked, can't we do that for this family? Joan asked that question. I was not going to quote because I don't remember. I just remember it was brought up by a board member. Well, can't we do this to take care of that family? The board said, yeah, absolutely. We'll get on that. We'll do something about that. There's been letters going around the township that it hasn't been done. And I'd like to know why. There's nothing holding that back. We have the water supply. We have plenty of water trucks if they didn't have a truck of their own. Why should a township member who came to the board and pleaded for his wife's health and her, I mean, that's her safety, that's just not her health. Why hasn't something been done? They essentially pay your taxes. They're who paid for you guys to be up there.
Exactly.
This board has decided not to pay for road branding. It has nothing to do with one road in particular, but this board has voted not to pay that cost.
Okay, so why was it discussed at the last meeting that something would be done about that? And
it was an idea about the guy who got the water, he paid $15 or something for water, or would have paid $15 for water. If he would take his equipment and go water the roads. Well, just watering the roads is pretty insignificant. I mean, it just doesn't last that long. It requires chemicals, which is chloride. And that's where the expense comes out.
$400.
Wasn't it Dino Wilkerson? Wasn't it Mr. Wilkerson that got the water? Yeah, wasn't it Mr. Wilkerson that got the water, or
Yeah.
Dino?
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I mean, he donates stuff all the time to the schools and stuff. I'll bet you if we'd have asked him, like Joan suggested, if we'd have said to him to go down there and water that, he would have done it. I think he would have done it.
Just water is...
Anything.
isn't that something, isn't that better than anything?
Let us talk.
I mean, that's just, to me, it's, you know. Go ahead.
We went to the county, we've been to the township, we've been to everybody every spring. We've tried watering it on our own. We were even suggested by a person to go to Quicks and get all their dirty old cooking oil put on the road. Or the cooking oil is hazardous to other people. We wouldn't do something like that. That's wrong. County told us it's 49 cents